Just be careful of motorbikes if you listen to the last episode. John, you sicken me to my core. I thought we were friends.
Welcome to Surviving the Apocalypse, The Nerd's Way, Season 3. Can you believe it? We made it this far.
I know, it's crazy. I don't know what to expect. Anyway.
Well, technically it's the last episode of Season 2 because it's episode 20 and it starts on 21. But we had to, because of copyright infringement, where we had the same theme tune as another podcast, we had to change our themes tune.
Indeed.
So I know it's nowhere near as good, but we'll figure it out as we go.
Indeed. So yes, welcome to Surviving the Apocalypse, The Nerd's Way. I'm Adam.
And I'm John.
Indeed, and today's episode is brought to you by our sponsor. That creeping sense of despair, that sense of being watched as you're walking through a park late at night, that ever-present and unrelenting feeling, that pressure at the back of your neck. That is who our sponsor is tonight.
And they have a 2-for-1 deal. Why freak yourself out when you can freak your friend out? Get it today!
For the low price of walking alone in the dark.
Whew, that's a bargain.
It is pleasant.
I'm gonna get mine tonight before bed.
Yep, free shipping and handling. All you need to do is call me up whilst you're walking through the park, and I will guide you.
That's 1-800 don't dial this number ever .com.
Wait, what?
.com is part of the phone number. Don't go to that website.
Oh, okay, right.
Yeah, okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so yes, this podcast is basically a conglomerate of nonsense-ness. Anyway, it's
You're
horrible.
selling it well, Adam.
Thank you, yeah. Any new listeners out there, welcome. You have certainly clicked on the wrong link
just
to wind
turn
up here.
back now. Don't... Oh, man. Just massive regret.
Oh, heavens. So, I do apologize, ladies and gentlemen. We have been off for the past couple of weeks, just due to conflicts of schedule or, I don't know, it's John's fault.
Well, I was going to say it's Adam's fault because he's now a famous celebrity and he's wanted by everyone and they're constantly needing to talk to him and...
what can I say, my darling? I'm just wanted by all the professionals.
I had to book in with his secretary, who's sitting over there trying to make sure that he's not going to say anything that goes against his PR personality that's been defined for him.
Indeed, yes, that homicidal maniac.
Yeah, so there's not much you can do wrong.
No, exactly. That's just kind of bred into me nowadays. Of course, John is lying. There is nobody here, and I'm not famous.
Yeah, otherwise you could, tweet our podcast or something.
Precisely.
And get more plays.
People would, follow, but that's all right. I mean, what do they say? Fake it till you make it.
Yes,
so
indeed.
I should just fake being famous, and I should be fine. Then we'll be famous.
Great.
Yep. So yes, welcome, as I've said for the 4th time now, because why not? But yes, we've been away. We're back now. It's going to be glorious. It's going to be fun. It's going to be filled with absolute nonsense. So pretty much as usual. Indeed.
So we've had some exciting news. There was a Twitter poll on Twitter.
No, really?
Well, I know. Normally they're on Facebook, but...
a Twitter poll on Twitter. I never would have guessed.
So the votes are in... with the last Apocalypse off, which was between our very special guest, Tyson from Screen Review Time War, versus Adam.
A worthy opponent.
I don't know if you can hear Adam's massive grin of glee. You may know that Grey Goo, in fact, won 56% to 44%.
Yes, indeed.
Now,
so it just goes to show, and this is a testament to, well, everything, really, when you think about it, because... So Tyson came in with pure science and facts. I came in with, I don't know, sweet talking, imagination, basically filled everybody's mind with smoke and mirrors, and Grey Goo won. Yeah, that's right. Who needs science when you've got, I don't know, smooth voice? I don't know.
Well, your smooth voice wouldn't work without the science of speech and sound, so...
True.
But yeah, I take full responsibility for this one, for any science experts out there that know that clearly the other option was better.
But it wasn't, according to this poll.
Well, yeah, I think it's my fault because I didn't post the poll soon enough after the episode, so people would Grey Goo, that sounds funny, or just click that, when you're on Twitter, you don't have much time to read things properly.
That's fair. Unfortunately for Tyson, he has been a gracious loser, as far as I'm aware. I spoke to him the other day. But,
Okay.
Yeah, he was, I think he came in to vote as well because I was even further in the lead
Okay.
than that.
Yes, well, I may or may not have voted for Tyson, but I'm not going to confirm that.
You did not support your co-host?
Well, I support science, so...
Science? I'm the one who speaks and worships science. Not really.
All right, let's
I take
move
science's
on.
name in vain all the time.
Yes, well...
Oh, my science.
You definitely have been taking science in vain. Anyway, let's move along before Adam kills me for voting for the other one.
Transition!
So, I have a secret thing.
Another little bloody hidden message within this spreadsheet we've got going for surviving the apocalypse the nerd's way. And once again, we have a little, I don't know, secret that I don't know anything about that John's going to spring on me right away.
Yes, that's right. Whenever there's something I don't want Adam to know, I just put arrows on the spreadsheet. So in the past, this has been getting him to understand this strange phenomenon called the Mandela effect with the Song That Never Ends song.
Yeah.
And another time, I believe I got you to eat random things on a spoon that
Taste
you didn't
testing?
know what they were, and you ended up thinking that you ate waste product from cats. Which,
Cat poo. Yeah.
admittedly, as far as Adam knows, is not what I fed him. But anyway, so
And
what it
not
is,
to mention the worst one,
what was
the Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah, Adam, although he likes fighting people and inflicting injury, he does not like human contact or seeing people ever.
Exactly.
So it was not a good choice. But it was a fun episode, so go back and listen to that one. So what I propose for you, Adam, is a game.
Okay.
And you can refuse this game. But believe me, everyone will know what it means if you do.
Oh, boy. All right. So yeah, nice painting me into a corner here. Oh, you've got to play this game or everyone's going to know you're a loser. Oh, better. Oh, well done.
Thank you. Yeah, fist bump. Good. But anyway, back to the game.
Yep.
You and I have, in the past, when we've been hanging out, we've been often playing chess.
Yes.
So during the course of this episode, we're going to be playing a chess match against each other.
Oh. Okay.
However, as you may have noticed, there's no chessboard here.
Oh, God. Yes. So this is all taking place in the mind.
Yes, indeed. So, no. It's
okay,
a little
it's
bit
not.
simpler than that.
Oh, all right, because I was literally just building one in my mind just then, radio.
Yeah, I'm not sure we could keep track of all the pieces. But hang on, telepathic link. Okay,
Oh, sorry,
move
maybe
my
you
knight to
can't.
K12. I don't think there's 12
Queen to
spaces.
J4.
Yeah. So the way this is going to work is we're going to use a chess timer. But it's not going to be timing how long we take to make our moves. It's going to be timing how much time we spend talking on the podcast.
Oh.
Because I've noticed while
here we go.
editing, while looking at the waveforms on the editing program, there's a lot more time dedicated to what Adam is saying.
It's true.
Now, I know that you have beautiful dulcet tones.
Why, thank you.
That is the main selling point of our podcast.
Oh.
However,
Unlikely.
I can't really get a word in edgewise. See, he's just trying to disprove my point. Normally, he would have butted in with something there, but he knows. So don't worry, the chess timer hasn't started yet. But if you accept this challenge, we will start it. And every time you want to speak, you'll have to just click the old switchery-do button thing. See, he's just not talking. He knows he wants to defeat me at this game. Okay. So I take that as an accepting, and we'll get started. Okay.
Okay.
At the next transition, the timer will start.
Transition. Well, apparently this is me here talking with this chess timer that I'm having to keep an eye on. Okay, so our topic we're going to talk about at the moment is John. That's going to be real annoying.
Be awkward.
Yep.
So I have some exciting news.
Mm-hmm.
I'm adopting Adam as my first child.
That is horrifying. You really don't want to do that because, not only do I, wake up during the night screaming, well, actually, that would be pretty much a baby, except I don't, crap the bed most nights.
Indeed. Most night. All right, let's move on. So, if you haven't guessed already, I'm very excited to share that I'm having a child.
Woo!
He did switch the timer onto him just to say that, so you know. So it's a very exciting time. There's some new things happening in my life. And I'd just like to say that I don't know if we're going to have a debate here, Adam, but in terms of surviving the apocalypse, what do you think? Do you think a child aids or hinders?
Oh, it hinders for sure. There's so many variables you have to take into consideration, especially when it comes to supplies as well. But that being said, we still need children for the apocalypse. Not so much for the apocalypse, but after the apocalypse, when we're needing to rebuild society.
Indeed. So if there was no one with a child, we wouldn't be able to do it. Oh, the old men would die off. So we need to have an avenue for repopulation.
Oh, for sure. So the whole premise of having a child in the apocalypse is you shouldn't. Wait until you get to a safe place after all the danger has passed and then start procreating like mad rabbits. However, that being said, so John, your wife is pregnant. Congratulations. That's wonderful news.
Thank you, Adam.
You're welcome. Wow, that's going to get real annoying real quick. So yeah, so think about, well, it depends on the apocalypse, of course. So if you've got a zombie chasing you and you're hiding and needing to be quiet, and then your little rugrat starts screaming its lungs out, well, that's a free buffet for the zombie. You don't want that. That's dreadful. So, you need to train the child to be quiet, all sorts of other things. But children, like puppies, can be a hindrance in the apocalypse, except puppies will grow up faster and become more of an aid in the apocalypse than a baby will. So,
oh, wow.
Yeah, you have got a problem. Not so much the child, but if an apocalypse strikes before the child can walk or have the capacity to be silent when told to, then, there's issues. But, once again, you are aiding in the population, rebuilding the population after a cataclysmic event.
Indeed. So you talk about how you have to keep the child quiet and you have to keep it safe. Mm-hmm. There's this really interesting short film that actually Tyson from Screen Review Time recommended to me.
We've got to stop plugging their podcast.
I'm just hoping that they'll return the favor and plug us a million times soon. But anyway, this short film is called Cargo. I believe they're making a feature film out of it with Martin Freeman, who's one of my top favorite actors. Mm-hmm. So basically it involves the zombie apocalypse, and a father realizes that he's been bitten, but he has a child who's not been bitten. Mm-hmm. So he has to basically set it up so he can get to the safe zone, but there's not enough time before the zombie virus will take him over. Mm-hmm. So he has to basically devise a plan to get there without him turning and eating the baby, but he knows that he will turn before he gets there. Mm. It's really interesting. I don't want to spoil it, though.
Okay. Is it already a feature film, or is it, hasn't it been made yet?
I think it's being made now, like it will be coming out soon.
Okay, I gotcha. Well, that's interesting. I like that. So yeah, having child apocalypse could be a problem. So what do we do to combat that problem?
Well, let's see. I think that you've got to be really empathetic of the child, mm-hmm. because you want to be able to make sure that that you can basically help it with its emotions. Like, I don't want to say control its emotions, because that's impossible.
Wow, so you've gone through such a hippie state there where it's like, oh yes, we need to understand the zombies that are trying to devour our face, little one.
No, not understand the zombies, understand the child.
Oh no, I understand, but it's still a very hippie thing. I mean, I was raised in the Iron Gauntlet of Fury, right? Glorious childhood. No, but I don't know. Empathy when it comes to children in the apocalypse should be secondary, because you need control. You don't need disobedience. You don't want to give the option of disobedience. You need to be a tyrant in the apocalypse.
All right, okay.
Well, think about it, right? If you have a child who has the capacity to disobey you, who believes they can get away with it, and there is a critical point where you need, I don't know, let's say you've got a 7-year-old or something, you need this child to be quiet, but it's in the middle of a temper tantrum, and there's a horde of zombies walking by the window, and you try to take away its Game Boy or something, and it starts screaming and yelling, you're not going to go, shh, now, we need you to be quiet, and we need you to understand why. No, you just need to say, be silent, keep your forked tongue behind your teeth, I have not passed through fire and death to bandy crooked words with a witless worm. Yes, Gandalf. But no, I mean, it's a difficult prospect. You need to balance discipline with love.
Indeed. Now, I should also say that I think we're thinking about different ages. At my point, you can't really reason with the child. I was thinking of the super young one. So at that point, you can't really
Fair.
And I think in a life-threatening situation, you might have to do things that you otherwise wouldn't.
That's fair. I think that, I mean, well, with a baby, you can't do anything anyway. It's like, it's going to cry, it's going to cry. There's nothing you can do about that. So yeah, I think, I don't know. You have some things you need to prepare for. So, soundproofing. So, here's a tip for our fine folks out there. If a calamity occurs, be it a zombie apocalypse, an earthquake, social upheaval, whatever the case may be, depending on, it all comes down to certain circumstances. But the best bet that you can do, like the best thing you can do, is fortify your home for a short period of time. Most people in the home have about 2 to 3 weeks worth of food and supplies in their house. All right? Easy enough. Fortify. Consume your supplies. You can't carry it all with you anyways. Not a lot of people realize how heavy these things can be. Like, you try carrying, I don't know, 20 cans of food for miles and miles and miles and miles and miles, well, kilometers really. That's going to tire you out real quick. So stay home, consume what resources you have over a period of time, fortify, stay quiet. So soundproof your home.
Okay. Yeah, so you don't want the baby to essentially alert to the people outside. Mm-hmm. And that's good, because as a musician, I've already got a... Sorry, no, I meant as a terrible person who's terrible at music.
No, I thought you were saying that as a musician, if I soundproof my home and the zombies come, I can just play my music without, any problems. That's where I thought you were going.
No, I just meant I may already have stuff I need.
Oh, yeah, that's fair. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So it's a good excuse to buy foam, and it'll help us survive the apocalypse.
That's true.
Good one.
Yes.
All right, so in case anyone's listening, don't worry, I'm not going to be, how do I put this? My child is going to take preference over myself in the apocalypse. So if it's a choice...
Sorry, your child, and this is me saying this, your child is going to take preference over you in the apocalypse as well. Yes, 100%.
Yes.
Yeah.
So if it's like, there's a whole horde of zombies, and it's like, Adam's got me in one hand and the baby in the other, you're
getting fed.
Yeah, he's gonna throw me directly to the zombies and like take the child away. Mm-hmm. Don't worry. So if anyone's wondering about that, the child is in safe hands.
Oh yeah, 100%. Okay, basically, it's going to be my dark protege.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I've got plans for the child. Yes, dark, horrible plans.
Hey, you were talking on my timer.
Oh, sorry. 3 seconds, we'll let it run out.
Beep, beep, beep.
Done.
Okay, good. All right, I think that concludes that section.
As you wish.
Wow, this really needs to keep us moving. Whoa.
Now, funnily enough, right, when I went and saw some movie, I can't remember, John had a little cry, a little sad fit because I didn't invite him along. Oh. Because he knew, I knew he was busy, and he was, I don't know, John's a very busy guy. And so I went to see this movie. I can't remember what it was, actually.
You went and saw Avengers.
Was it?
Yeah.
I don't think it was Avengers. I think it was something before that.
Oh, really? Because I definitely didn't see Avengers. Oh, no. Don't know.
No, it doesn't matter. Anyway, I was sitting at home, and John messages me and says, "Oh, we're going to go see Solo, and want you to come." And I'm just like, does he really want me to come? Does he really want me to come, or is this just an excuse? I went with an excuse.
So for extra context, we had planned to record this episode on Friday night, and then I realized that I had moved the movie that I was seeing to Friday night already, and I had committed to that, and then had to tell Adam, oh, sorry, I had already committed to this. And then, did I actually invite you? Like, I actually invited you?
I'm pretty sure you did.
Okay, good. So I didn't get that wrong, but then you were like, is he just saying this now because he's like you found me out and you've discovered that I was going to see it?
Pretty sure. I mean, you like to put out the image of you being a lovely, kind individual, but deep down inside, I've corrupted you to such a level that you're dark and horrible.
Yeah, I was going to say, Adam, your hair is looking very nice today. Silky smooth.
I will cut you.
All right, so the movie was Solo.
Yes, you went to go see Solo. This chest thing's going to get so annoying.
Yeah.
You went to go see Solo. Just before you begin, I have not been looking forward to this film.
Okay.
Because we changed it for a word. I love it. So yeah, so yes, we had the like all the movies and we had all the trailers and things like that. It doesn't look terrible.
Yeah.
But I'm not a fan of Emilia Clarke.
Sure.
I just don't think she's a good actress. I don't like her as Daenerys, really. I don't think she brings enough panache.
Okay, because I've got a point for this, and I'll bring it up, but go on.
Remember it. So yeah, I don't like Daenerys. I don't like the fact that the movie has had 3 directors, and Disney itself has come out and said, like, oh, we're not expecting this to make money. So what's the incentive to see it? Just because it's Star Wars? I mean, really, it's just a minor cash grab. And I'm not a huge fan of Solo in the end anyways. I mean, some smuggler with too much chest hair. Just not my jam. Don't like him. But, once again, it doesn't look terrible. Like, the trailers and everything look pretty damn good. But the main actor had to have acting coaches on set with him. There's a whole bunch of things that have just screamed at me that this movie is going to be crud. So I kind of steered clear.
Okay, so I must admit, I had my reservations as well. I'd heard about the acting coaching. And so it's ironic. Like, I know that this guy who plays Solo in the movie.
I actually don't know his name.
So he plays in another movie. I believe his name is Alden Ehrenreich.
Right.
Alden Ehrenreich.
Oh, he's Scandinavian.
He's played in a movie before that I've seen, and the first film that I saw him in was called Hail Caesar.
Oh, right.
So don't worry, it's about a film studio filming a movie. Well, basically, it's about the film studio, and it has a little bit of Caesar stuff in it. Anyway,
I see.
Basically, Hail Caesar. He plays a guy who has been in musicals. But he's a terrible actor. And so when I heard about all these reshoots happening, I was like, wait, so they got an actor who was not a good actor to play an actor who's not a good actor? And my head just exploded.
It sounds like it's not so much acting as just letting the person onto screen.
Yeah, so it was a bit of a weird moment, but I think they did a good job in the end.
Okay.
So they did have to reshoot basically every scene with him in it. And, like, there are some moments, like, there's this concept in cinema where you filmed a scene, but the audio or the delivery was not 100% correct, and you have to basically re-record audio. I can't remember what it's called, though. But basically, you could tell in a couple of scenes that this had happened, that they re-recorded the actor saying the line again, and it lines up with their mouth, but, like, not quite, like, it's slightly uncanny valley. I think it's called, like,
You feeble human. It's called automated dialogue replacement, or ADR for short.
So they did have to do that, and not just for him, for other actors as well. Or perhaps the mixing was a bit off in that scene. But it was not that noticeable. I thought you were going to have something to say there.
So we're switching. So you literally switched the clock there for my.
But anyway, let's not focus on him because,
okay,
as we said, like he's had some criticism for not perhaps making the best delivery there.
I mean, I can't speak. I'm not going to criticize him because I haven't seen the film. All I know is what I've heard is that
yes,
he isn't the best actor. 3 directors. Like a whole bunch of it's just going to be a mishmash of different directional ideas. But then again, this has happened before.
Yes.
Don't bother with that.
Do you know-
The Wizard of Oz.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Apparently, I should probably look this up, but I heard that had 3 directors over the course of its film.
Do you know what else was a massive flop and had to get saved in the editing?
What's that?
Star Wars Episode 4, or it was just called Star Wars back then, A New Hope.
Oh.
There's this really interesting video. Look it up. This is a sidebar, but look it up.
Sidebars are great. Oh my god, this is your first sidebar.
I know. So, how Star Wars was saved in the editing. So basically, did you know that the original Star Wars script, when they blew up the Death Star, it was nowhere near the Rebel base. It was just there and the Rebels attacked it. But they were like, there's not enough motivation. It needs to be attacking the Rebel base. So every time someone says, oh, by the way, the Death Star is coming to the Rebel base and it's going to destroy us, it's film of the characters' backs and they re-recorded the audio later.
Oh, right.
It's genius. You don't notice it. Like, maybe you might have thought there's something slightly off about that scene, but overall, no one noticed.
Yeah.
And it's been a great, successful movie because of this. And it's just the editors decided it later. And I think the editors have once again done a great job of Solo.
I don't know. Considering you've said the lip sync is off and all this other bits and pieces, the principal photography might have been decent, but post-photography seems somewhat lacking.
Like, probably if you watched it, you wouldn't notice it. I was specifically looking out for if they did do it. And there were just a couple of scenes, but it might have just been the mixing was a little bit weird in that scene or something. So as I was saying, so the actor himself, what was his name again? Alden.
Yeah, that guy.
Echelknight.
Echelknight.
I just make myself sound worse trying to make it sound more
Better.
like it.
Yeah.
Like, I cannot comment. He's way more successful than I have been or ever will be. But obviously there was that. And I think, the people I went with, which happened to be my sisters, they thought his performance was actually great without them knowing.
That's probably just the fact that, like I said, I don't even, I'm sorry, yes. I haven't really even looked at the guy, but I can only imagine because, you know, the idea of sex sells, that the guy is good looking, right? I don't know. Objectively, he might be. I'd have to bring up a photo of his performance of Han Solo to say yes or no.
So
bring him up. Let's have a look.
Okay.
So I will keep talking because this is my time. So there once was a Muppet called Puppet who lived in a stone ruppet. I don't know. Good gracious, bring up a photo of him. For the love of science, that's not him.
It doesn't... Yeah, this is him. So,
right.
Does he look attractive
like
to you?
Wavy hair, I mean, obviously. I mean, yeah, so... Oh, yeah, we love his acting. They love his face. Yeah, you heard me, girls. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, so I should also point out that my sisters are probably the least likely to judge someone based on their looks.
Precisely. They're consummate professionals.
But, okay, so we'll move past him. Yeah, I thought his performance was great as well. Or, let's say act.
Well, let's say... Right, because I have no intention of seeing this. No. Rather, no. That's not the right thing to say. Let's say you have to convince me to see this.
Okay.
All right. So this is not a movie review, so to speak, because we're not going to go into spoilers. I mean, you can if you want. I don't really mind. But this is not a review of Solo, the Star Wars movie.
It's a debate.
It's a convincing argument to see if me, who is ambivalent, who really doesn't have an intention to see it, like it's just, type of thing. Let's see if John can convince me by the end of this segment to watch this. And if he fails, I get to disembowel him.
No, let's not do that.
No? Okay, well, then we'll just go, if you fail, then I don't see it.
Okay, so we've got a few things. I think, so they did have to reshoot a lot of this movie, and I think it worked really well. Like, did you know Back to the Future originally did not have Michael J. Fox as the lead actor?
Oh, right.
At the last minute, there was some big troubles with the other actor, and they decided, right, now let's just cut him out. New actor. They had to reshoot every scene with the main character.
Oh, right.
That is an all-time cult classic. So reshoots are not the end of the world. And certainly when I was watching it, I could not feel that had happened. The flow of the movie was great. The editors did a great job. Now, okay, so the other topic to bring up is Daenerys, or rather, Emilia Clarke. Wait, I'm switching to your time for the... Wow.
Sorry,
I use up a lot of your chest time for that.
I am not a fan of Emilia Clarke. I do not respect her as an actress. I mean, look at Terminator Genesis, okay? That whole... so that first movie, right? That was meant to be the beginning of another 3 movies. Right? That was meant to be a new arc, a reset button for the Terminator series. and it fell short so hard, so badly, and a lot of that criticism falls on Emilia Clarke because they just found her performance to be lackluster.
So you brought up the idea of sex sells, and a lot of people have questioned why they chose certain members of the cast. And perhaps it was because Emilia Clarke, from an objective point of view...
She is attractive. I mean, let's face it. She is an attractive woman. And she plays an attractive character in Game of Thrones, Daenerys Stormborn Targaryen, Mother of Dragons, Breaker of Chains, yada, yada, yada. I mean, if Starbucks had to write her full name on the cup... they would triple the time for anyone else to get their coffee. But yeah, it would take up the entire cup. I've got a coffee cup next to me, and if I had to write down Daenerys Stormborn, Mother of Dragons, ruler of Westeros, whatever it is.
That's an idea for a video on the Facebook page. I will actually do that. I'll get you to write the whole thing.
Goodness, all right. Anyway, so yeah, I mean, she's an attractive woman. And I mean... She plays an alright character on Game of Thrones. I mean, I don't find her performance to be outstanding as Daenerys. Because I think she's only meant to be 14 in the books, if I recall correctly. She is obviously much older in this. I mean, yeah, obviously stuff is going to change for the TV show, which doesn't bother me, honestly. But it's the fact that this character is meant to have this strength to her, you know? She faces down slavers and all this type of stuff. But I just find her to be... This isn't a review of Game of Thrones. This is a review. This is a discussion about Solo, so we'll put that on the back foot. But yeah, I just don't like Emilia Clarke as an actress. I mean, she's a nice person, but I don't have a innate like of her acting capacity.
So I let you go on that rant, partly because it made your chess timer go up and I'm now winning.
Of course.
But also because it's helps the argument, because a lot of people, that's what they would have seen her in, and perhaps her acting performance was not great. Again, I don't want to criticize because way more successful than me. Blah, 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 blah. I don't want to come off as snooty,
I do say that Emilia... Whoops. I do say that Emilia Clarke is substandard. Now, where's my monocle?
So... No, but her performance in Game of Thrones is a little bit stilted or forced.
Yep.
However, I feel like it actually matches the character. Now, you might disagree with me because I haven't read...
I do.
Yeah, okay. I haven't read the book so much, but the way she has to deliver these lines, and it's in a very, how do I put it? It's just blah, 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 almost like she doesn't believe what she's saying, even though she does. But it's almost as if she's decided what she's going to say and then she says it afterwards, kind of thing. Now, in Solo, her character is way more down to earth, self-made in the other show as well. Never mind. So but she's a little bit more down to earth. She doesn't have to bring this presence. She doesn't feel that onus on her to be what the people expect.
Mm-hmm.
And you can see that, and I was impressed.
So what you're saying is that Emilia Clarke in this is her acting is somewhat better.
Yeah, feels more natural and part of the flow. I actually forgot that she was cast in this film before, and the first scenes are super dark, and I was like, "Who is this actress? Why is she somewhat familiar?" And I felt like her acting was adequate.
All right, okay, I will have to check. Well, I might just go see it to see Emilia Clarke be, somewhat relatable on a screen.
Indeed. So the other thing to note about this movie, I just want to... the main thing I want to talk about, I have not talked about at all yet.
Okay.
I'm saving it to last because, it's amazing. But... so in terms of if you're a Star Wars fan, and I know a lot of people are who are into nerd culture, cult culture.
This is Surviving the Apocalypse the Nerd's Way. If you... Well, it's not a prerequisite to like Star Wars to listen to this podcast, but it's a pretty big chance that you like Star Wars and you listen to this podcast.
Indeed. So there's so many little references back to the episodes, particularly 5 and 6, but also a little bit of 4 as well. So, and even...
Hold a sec. Where does this take place? I thought this took place, well and truly before, A New Hope, any of the movies.
11 to 14 years in universe before A New Hope.
Gotcha.
So obviously they can't reference things that happened in those movies, but references in terms of, so I'll give you a good example because I think most people are expecting it. In the movie, they actually make the Kessel Run in less than 12 parsecs.
Oh, okay.
Or quote unquote less than, anyway, it's a funny line in the movie. But, so that is obviously Han's famous quote when he says, this old rust bucket, and he says, it could make the Kessel Run in less than 12 parsecs or whatever it is. And of course, everyone points out that that's not an amount of time.
That's an amount of distance,
It's
isn't
amount
it?
of distance. And they explain in the movie why that is.
Oh, okay.
So there's good references like that. So little things
assuming...
that now make sense.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to go there.
I was going to go on a minor rant about how...
Oh, no.
How it could potentially be. Like, without seeing the movie, I could take a guess.
Okay. I reckon you'd probably be right.
Yeah.
So we'll... hopefully I can convince you to see the movie. Hopefully I can convince you to see the movie and blah, 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 etc., etc. So yes. But now we're up to my favorite topic of the movie. And...
Just before we begin that,
okay.
I just want to give an update to our fine listeners on the chess timer.
Yes.
So at the moment, John is sitting at 13 minutes, 56 seconds, and I'm sitting at 13 minutes. So
2, 3.
No, yeah, keep counting it up. So at the moment, John, seems as though you're winning.
Yeah, but this has been literally my topic to talk about the movie that I've seen and you haven't. And you were still on par with me until just then, so, all right. Anyway, so my favorite part of the movie was Lando Calrissian. His actor...
Donald Glover?
Correct.
Oh, so good.
So he, also known as Childish Gambino, if you like listening to his music, which, check it out, especially Redbone, great song. Adam is just shaking his head, but Adam's opinion doesn't matter because I have better taste than him.
It's very true. Hey, I'll say that you got better taste in music. I listen to the same, 14 songs over and over and over again, and I'm cool with that.
So he plays Troy in Community, or you might recognize him as the scientist who basically thinks of the idea to save the Martian in the movie The Martian. I mean, the guy who's stuck on Mars. You've never watched The Martian? Never mind.
It doesn't matter. Yep.
Donald Glover, he does a great performance of Lando Calrissian. I feel like it's been a while since I last watched episode 5 and 6, but I feel like it felt familiar enough that he did a good job of keeping that personality.
We should totally do a sidebar. We need to do a trilogy night.
Oh, yeah?
Yep, first 3. I mean, Phantom Menace is... Hey, say what you will about Phantom Menace, okay? I love, and I think I've said this before, but I love the...
Liam Neeson?
I love Liam Neeson, come on. Yeah. It's fantastic. But I love the fight scene between Obi-Wan, Qui-Gon Jinn, and Darth Maul.
Yes.
What is it? The Fight of Fates, I think it's called? The song that plays in the background where they're fighting. Oh, goodness gracious me. I love that so much. It's and the choreography of the fighting. You know what? I'm going to watch that when I get home now.
Unfortunately, now that you've said that, you are contractually obligated to watch the Solo movie, and I cannot tell you why. Because it would be a...
Darth Maul?
I didn't know. Because of Qui-Gon Jinn.
Qui-Gon Jinn's in the movie? Is it Liam Neeson?
Well, you'll find out.
No, you gotta tell me that. Is it Liam Neeson?
No.
Oh, okay.
But you were close. Anyway, go see the movie. I don't want to spoil it for you. Wait, what? What's going on? No, don't Google it. You have to see the movie. Don't Google it. You'll find out the answer. Anyway, so Donald Glover, great performance. He tried to bring a little bit of flamboyance to the character. Well, which we saw a little bit of.
I mean, Lando Calrissian was meant to be flamboyant.
Yes.
So I would totally agree.
You switched that to my time while you were still talking. But, and I felt like maybe due to the order of the movie, he was a bit more flamboyant in the middle than on the edge. But apart from that little inconsistency, which may have been already in the script, I think he did a fantastic job of bringing Lando back. And the friendship between the two of them, you could see it building into what it was.
Oh, that's cool.
When they basically think that Lando's going to kill Han when they arrive. So, yeah, I feel like it led up to that really great. There's a few references into why Han ended up on Tatooine in the fourth movie as well. So it sort of links them together. The fourth movie being the first one in reality, the fourth
timeline. I mean, it is the most confusing timeline ever. Sorry. Yep.
Yeah, I'm going to talk on your timer for a little bit because you keep talking on mine. Yeah, there we go. Okay. But anyway, if I haven't convinced you by now, is there anything more I can say? Like maybe if you had one.
Okay, 5 questions. All right. Chewie. I'm assuming his stuff was pretty. Are you just rolling your tongue?
I can't do it.
Our listeners are probably thinking, what are we listening to? Why is this a thing? So yeah, all right. So Chewie, decent, I imagine.
Yes, the performance of the guy in the suit was incredible, and the voice was same as always.
To see this movie, I mean, the only thing that's kind of pulling me into it is Donald Glover, because I think he's an amazing actor. I think does he play like a decently large role in this film?
Yes. He doesn't. He's not in from the start.
Yeah.
But that really, it made the flow of the movie a lot better because of that.
Right. Okay. Any other notable characters?
Okay. So there is a Woody Harrelson is playing the basically father figure of Han. So, I mean, he has been...
Woody Harrelson. Yeah, okay. That's fine. For instance, in my head then, Woody Allen popped into my head. And I'm just like, oh, really? But then, obviously, I'm thinking Woody Harrelson, Zombieland. Zombieland 2. We'll get to that later. But
Okay.
yes, rightio. Woody Harrelson plays his father figure.
Yeah, so he does a good performance, and they have some good... basically relationship together, and you can see that dynamic forming. I feel like Woody Harrelson has been overcast a little bit in movies of recent time.
Yeah.
So I feel like I can't imagine him as different characters. Like I see the actor instead of the character now.
Okay.
But apart from that, he did a good job. Some people felt their relationship was a little bit forced, but I think it was just fine.
Okay.
And his kind of modus operandi is never trust anyone, which... I believe you actually said to me when we walked back in the house after getting some refreshments before the podcast. So I was just thinking, man, you need to see this movie because it's literally about you.
Yeah, but you said that about everything. I mean, anything, something even remotely dark happened, just like, oh, this is made for you. I mean, granted, I'm a terrible human being, but I'm no monster.
All right, fair call. But yeah, that kind of... I really like about the movie is it explores how Han, a theme that gets explored in the original trilogy, how Han is really trying to make out like he's always just in it for himself and he just wants the girl or the money or the success or the fame or to do what he wants. But
narcissism.
Deep down, he really does want to do what's right. And they do explore that in a way that doesn't undermine the other films, because he doesn't completely develop his character and leaves that character development for those movies. But it does explore that further in a great way. And I feel like it enhanced the experience of those movies.
Right, okay. Wait a second, sorry. This is bugging me to no end right now. In my head, I'm trying to map out where the hell Qui-Gon's coming into this.
I just said that because you were getting too close to what actually happened. Anyway, moving on.
But no. Back it up there, son. What? Because Qui-Gon's dead at this point, so it'd have to be his Force Ghost.
Or so you think.
No. I will cut you. I will cut you deep. And not with a knife, with my words.
I just don't want to spoil the movie for you. I just said something completely outlandish that could never happen because you were getting too close.
Don't. No. See, now you've ruined my life. Now I'm gonna...
Just watch the movie, man.
Well, okay. Well,
you tasked me to make you watch the movie, and I just used some sneaky methods.
You really did. I'm furious and proud at the same time.
Watch the movie.
I'm going to have to now because you have dangled a mystery in front of me.
Yes.
Unless...
Take that, J.J. Abrams.
Yes. He could take lessons from you at this point, but only if a movie is directed at me, because all I'm thinking of is Qui-Gon, but now it's not Qui-Gon. I was getting too close to the truth. What are you talking about? What truth? Thank you. You SOB, yes, acronym for something horrible, but in case there's children listening, they're never going to find out. But you have, oh, well done. Shake my hand.
Are you going to cause me pain right now?
I won't.
Okay.
Later on. Yeah, well done.
Adam,
Yeah.
the next topic belongs to you, I believe.
I don't know about that. I think that you could be potentially lying. And nope, there it is. Excellent. Okay, so, sorry, I had to bring up the spreadsheet on my phone.
Somehow this chess timer has made you talk more because you feel like you need to make use of the time.
Yeah, you really do. Like, every second counts. Every single second is precious. So, speaking of which, there's this cool little analogy I had,
He's
right?
talking much faster as well.
I know. I'm just gonna talk so much faster in this episode just to get as much in as possible. So here we go, ladies and gentlemen. And we've got auction over here. We've got a lovely vase on this. We're going 1, 2, 3. No, anyway. Okay, so cool little thought I read the other day. So a man has a watch, all right, that he wears all the time. And on it is a countdown timer that leads to his death. And he lives a full and happy life, right? He gets used to the idea of, this being a countdown timer and him dying. But he never knew fear because he knew that this is when he was going to die. Wow. So he's just like, I can live free. So he goes bungee jumping, he goes trekking in Nehru, all this other stuff. And then, after a long, full life, he's laying in bed surrounded by his family, never knowing fear, not even fear now, because he's gotten used to the idea.
Oh, wow.
And he's sitting down in bed, and he's just like, okay, 5 seconds left, I love you all. And then, he knew fear. Because then it started counting up. Because he didn't die, obviously. So, yeah. How cool is that? Love it.
So this actually relates really well to a book I'm going to recommend you.
Ooh, okay.
Next segment or
All
the
right.
segment after.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, the next segment.
Okay, so I've got a couple of books as well. But anyway, it doesn't matter. So, I have some bad news for our listeners. I myself love having a delicious chocolate sundae. I love pineapple chocolate. Yeah, it's a thing and it's delicious.
Yeah, he gave me some earlier. It's actually not bad.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty weird, but not bad. Kind of like Adam.
Yeah, right?
Oh, I mean, not bad. Like,
no, you're right. No, you're 100% right. So, I have some bad news for you all. Cocoa is going extinct. It is getting more and more difficult to grow because it is a relatively fickle plant. It only grows in certain conditions, etc., etc. And it's getting...
I want to grow one.
Go for it. Possibly we might be able to. But anyway, so it's been really, really difficult to grow, and it's dying out real quickly. So within the next few years, we could actually be facing a chocolate apocalypse.
Oh my word. Chocolate is going to cause the apocalypse.
Could potentially. I mean, chocolate's used in a whole bunch of stuff. I don't know if it's used in... just for the sake of it, I'm going to say chocolate's used in medicine. Okay?
Okay, I'm going to look this up.
It's really not. But I think that there is the potential for mass social upheaval because when anybody's feeling depressed, what do? They go and get chocolate.
Indeed.
Mm-hmm.
And this is going to cause a problem if a lot of people need a pick-me-up and it's just not there.
Exactly. Chocolate is... it is a gift from the heavens. It is a gift from the universe. It is as if, I don't know, a supreme deity has shown love to us by giving us chocolate. And now that chocolate is gone, so is that deity's love. And with it is replaced with fury and rage.
That's terrifying.
Precursor to the apocalypse. Because, let's have a look at major religions, right? So, Christianity in the apocalypse talks about the rapture or whatever, taking people away. What if it's not taking people away? What if it's taking chocolate away?
I'd actually believe it. So I did look up whether chocolate is used as medicine, and chocolate has actually been used as medicine since at least the 1500s, or even earlier.
What is it?
Even Aztec and Mayan cultures.
Well, yeah, they're the ones who kind of popularized
it was
cocoa.
actually used as a pain suppressant, like Panadol.
Really?
Yeah. So I guess it didn't really work that well.
I mean, okay, so that would be an interesting thing, right? So, if it's used as a pain suppressant, back in those type of days when partially human sacrifice and things like that were the norm, but they would be incredibly malnourished because they're not getting enough nutrients. So, what would happen is if they would eat chocolates to suppress pain, but because they're not used to, sugar and what have you, they'd get a high, which would block out the pain because it would produce serotonin like in the brain, which would suppress pain.
Correct. And even like fruits that we eat today, back then, if someone in the 1500s or early Mayan cultures, particularly, if they ate the fruit that we have today, which we think is quote unquote healthy, they'd be like, oh my goodness, it's so sugary, because we bred it over the years, breeding sugarier and sugarier delicious fruit.
Yeah. You can taste the diabetes. Love it.
And the thought of chocolate and Mayan culture reminds me, no, not Mayan, Aztec. There's an episode of Doctor Who where the Doctor goes back into Aztec culture. Sorry, classic series.
Oh, classic, yep.
Oh, yeah, it's a classic series. And he accidentally finds out that he's married someone because he drank hot chocolate with them, or some equivalent close to it.
I mean, that happens so much in Doctor Who. I mean, he's got like 12 wives. I mean, let's face it.
I know. He's a bit of a Casanova.
Oh. I don't know. Depending on the Doctor. I love the Doctor. I love the Doctor. So, we have... Well, I mean, Jodie's the new Doctor, so, I might love her as well.
Oh, wow.
Oh, yeah. So, Coco. Going extinct. So, I'd stock up. I mean, what was it? Cadbury is kind of worried about this as well. There is a vault in, I think, the Netherlands, possibly Greenland, the Seed Vault. Or it could be Iceland. No, I'm pretty sure it's Greenland. The Seed Vault, where basically all the world's seeds are kept in there in case there's some type of apocalypse or whatever. So that way there's all this... there's actually an episode of The Simpsons about it, where they have the Seed Vault next to a germ vault, biochemical vault. And
come on.
Yeah, that's obviously not the case. But they accidentally crossbred, and all these trees, all these pine trees, spread... totally off topic, going back to the original. But Simpsons, come on, everybody loves The Simpsons.
I've never seen it. Adam is putting his hair... No, you can't switch to my time. This is your bit. He's getting up. He's putting the chair away. I'm not sure if he's about to just leave. Yeah, he's unplugging his headphones. Oh no, he's literally gone. Oh dear. That concludes the episode, guys. See ya. I paused the timer. So what are you holding in your hands right now, Adam?
Right now, at this very second, there we go. Right now, sorry, you not watching The Simpsons is a travesty, and
wow.
That sickens me. But right now, I'm holding in my hand. Yeah, we're gonna eat some of this. We're gonna do some ASMR. We're gonna eat.
I should also point out that the limit on the timer was 25 minutes.
Oh,
so you have 3 minutes
left.
Yeah. 2 minutes
chocolate. Eat your chocolate. Oh, yeah.
So my eating sounds mean that it's coming out of my time? This is weird.
Oh, it is. No, okay, we're not doing that. So, chocolate's going extinct, my fine people. Go quickly, rush, and steal all the chocolate you can. Yes? Just be careful of motorbikes if you listen to the last episode where I got hit by a motorbike after stealing a 25-cent sherbet.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, goodness, this chocolate's so good. So, yes, just remember, chocolate's going extinct. There's not a lot we can do about it. Enjoy it while it lasts. It'll probably be used as currency in the apocalypse.
One day, sorry about my eating, one day our children will be like, what did chocolate taste like, Granddad? So if we survive the apocalypse. The Achocalypse.
Oh, the Achocalypse. Oh, brilliant. Title episode.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Kids aren't even going to know what hot chocolate tastes like.
Wow. That is... or Milo.
Is Milo cocoa?
Oh,
I thought it was malt.
Oh, whoops.
I don't know. Right, but no chocolate. No chocolate. Oh, it's dreadful. So, get as much as you can. Don't give yourself diabetes, though. And enjoy it. Because it's not going to last forever. Neither's the world, but chocolate's going to go first.
Oh, wow. That's stoicism, Adam. Well done.
End segment.
Okay, little update on the timer. 20 minutes and 55 seconds for me. 23 minutes and 53 seconds for Adam. What do you have to say about this, Adam?
I say,
No. Oh, no. Okay, so the next segment belongs to me. There's only 4 minutes left for me to speak. So I'm going to give you a quick synopsis. This book, I feel like, has been written for you. And I know you gave me a hard time for saying that everything that's dark is for you. Mm-hmm. But like you were saying about the guy with the watch and he could see when he dies, but it turned out he couldn't.
Mm-hmm.
This book is a series of short stories that are all written about this machine called the Machine of Death. And that's the title of the book. It's by Ryan North, which you might know. There's actually a book by Ryan North over there called Romeo and Juliet. It's a choose your own adventure.
Oh, that one.
That we got from Stefan's books.
Another free book.
Yeah, another free book. Thanks, Stefan. So this book, Machine of Death, it's a collection of short stories. Now, each one has a different premise, a different feel, a different author. It's an anthology.
Oh, okay, cool.
They're all about the Machine of Death. But it's really interesting because some are a comedy, everything's really funny. Like, it's this really good thing where they need to invade this base, and there's all these security guards. Wait, I haven't told you what the machine does yet.
No.
So I'll tell you that first. So the machine, basically, it takes a prick of your blood, and then prints out how you're going to die. Not when, cool. How.
Oh, okay.
So let's say it says you're going to die of cancer. You know that you can go skydiving and you'll be fine. But if it says impact with the ground, you want to stay from edges and don't go on planes and stuff. Mm-hmm. A lot of the time, it's really cruel in that you don't quite know. Mm-hmm. But anyway, there's this comedy one where they have to invade this base, and it's full of security guards that all say they're going to die of cancer. So if you try and shoot them, it always just misses. Otherwise, it would disprove the
Machine of Death.
The Machine of Death, which can never happen. Mm-hmm. Of course, then it's revealed that the nuclear power plant at this base explodes, and then that's how everyone dies from this.
Radio.
But it's really interesting where people will be like pointing guns at each other, and they'll be like, who is least likely to die in this situation? So they're like, how are you going to die? And they're like, lymphoma. And then the other guy's like, emphysema. And then it's like, all right. And then it starts to shoot. Hilarious. But then other ones are really like thoughtful, and you're like, oh my goodness, how would this affect society if it was real? Mm. Each story with a different tone. It's really good.
Okay. I like it. Sounds good. And once again, dark and creepy.
Which is basically made for you. So there's a...
Once again, oh yes, Adam's the dark, creepy one. Oh, he's such a weird... Yeah, no, you're right, I am.
But so maybe I haven't convinced you to read the book yet. Maybe I have, I don't know. But there's 2 of them, and they're really easy to read and short stories, so you can pick it up at any time.
Are they all written by the same author?
No, guest authors. So Ryan North, I think, created the idea, and...
he's the editor.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. But yeah, there you go. So I have a question to ask you.
Okay.
Would you use the machine? Because you have a choice.
And a heartbeat.
Oh, okay. So you want to know how you die?
It comes down to the premise of knowing when you're going to die versus how you're going to die. So, like the premise of the old man with the watch, right? Because it's like, oh, okay, I'm essentially immortal. I can do whatever I want until this time runs out. Or it's how you die, where it doesn't give you the time frame, but you can avoid situations which would lead to that.
Adam's quickly finishing off his train of thought because he's got 30 seconds left on the clock.
28 seconds?
So, I guess that concludes our conversation about the Machine of Death.
This buggers me because I want to talk more. Whoops.
Oh, what would you have to say, Adam?
Well, there was... I don't know. We'll have to talk about that another time.
I guess so. All right, next segment. All right, so we've stopped the chess timer for a second.
Yep.
Because I want to take some...
A truce.
Time. Yeah, a truce. Pinky swear.
Pinky swear. Excellent. So, to talk about the Machine of Death... No, I'm just kidding. But no, we're not talking about that. We're talking about a song, which John has brought forth to the podcast today.
Indeed. It's another local artist in the Perth area. Mm-hmm. Although, if you are a struggling artiste from another country...
Not even struggling. I mean, hey, if... I don't know, who's a famous musician? Beyonce. If you're having, some trouble getting some listens, we'll play you on the podcast. Yeah, just let us know.
You'll go viral after this.
Beyonce's still a thing, isn't she?
But yes, if you do have some music that you want to get some exposure, send it to us. Adam will judge it as to whether he thinks it's a good song or not, and if not, he will send fireballs from the sky to rain down on your house.
Fireballs?
And if it's good, we'll play it on the podcast. I don't know. I couldn't think of something that was horrible.
You just send fireballs. I thought you were going to say through the mail. I was like, yeah, just a burning package. It's like, yeah, we're going to ignore that. But no, I won't judge music. John's the musician here. He'll judge it. So it'll be fine. And that goes to Surviving the Apocalypse, The Nerd's Way. No, what is it? thenerdsway@gmail.com.
Yeah, thenerdsway@gmail.com, or you can tweet us at...
well, if you're going to send us... if you are going to send us a song, send us through an email.
Yeah.
Surviving the Apocalypse, The Nerd's Way. And we'll be happy to play it on the podcast for you.
Indeed. So this next song comes from this artist called Lou Marie.
Mm-hmm.
The song is called Stranger, and my goodness, when I heard this, I was very, very impressed with the production quality, and just the general vibe is that very modern kind of Triple J, awesome hipster indie artist
I see.
vibe.
Right.
So I think this one has the potential to really take off.
Right, I see. Well, I'm cool with listening to it. I'm looking forward to it.
He's literally putting in earplugs right now. No, I'm just kidding.
No. Just as a quick note, sorry, just got to put something in the phone here.
Are you going to talk about Machine of Death again?
No. Because you did something earlier on which really annoyed me because you just said the word hipster, and I need to remind myself to bring something up with you about
what's wrong with
dirty
saying
hipster.
Oh
no. But when it comes to this, so when we're sitting here recording, right? And we had Joshua Blackwell on, and we played his EP.
Yes.
Well, not the entire thing. We played one of the songs from the EP, and it's great sitting here listening to it. But it's just you're surrounded by external distractions, so you don't really get to sit and enjoy it. So when I'm listening to the podcast again, because I'm a narcissist and love to hear us talk,
yes.
When I am listening to it while I'm at work or walking the dogs or something, I find it so much easier to sit and, walk in this case, to sit and listen to the music. Really, you can dig into it so much more post than right now. So whilst I'll say, oh, this is fantastic and lovely, well, I mean it, I'm going to appreciate it so much more listening back to it. So anyone who's listening to the podcast would probably already understand this if they listen to the music we've put forth. But it's, I don't know, listening to something like a first recommendation from someone saying, hey, listen to this, rather than listening to it alone, I think that holds more value, listening to something alone.
Indeed. So if you are ever listening to us on the podcast and we're kind of like, oh yeah, that was good, and then move on, that's just because we need to move on to the next topic.
Precisely.
If any song is played on our podcast, that usually means that we love it, and
indeed,
we really appreciate the artists who have. I
love all the artists who've been on our podcast. So and thank you for everybody who's ever submitted music to the podcast or music we've just stolen, or permission we've been given to play it. Things like that.
Sorry, Lin-Manuel Miranda.
Yeah, I mean it's fine. Hey, it was Molly Lewis who said, it's okay for us to play it on there. Kinda.
No, she definitely did not say it was okay.
I don't know. Out of all the music that has been put forth to us and the music that we've played on here, what has been your favourite thus far? I know it's a tough one.
Oh, that is way too tough.
Mm-hmm. It's yours, isn't it? You're a narcissist.
I reckon this one.
Oh, really? That you're about to play?
Except, sorry, Josh Blackwell, if you're listening.
Well, like I said, I love Josh Blackwell songs. I have listened to his, since he was on last, I have listened to his full catalogue again, because it's great. It's mellow. It's enjoyable, I was having such a stressful time at work the other day.
Yeah.
And I started listening to this and it's been fantastic.
Uplifting.
Yeah, uplifting and mellow. Very, very chill, I find. Coffee house vibe.
But yes, the melody in his song that we played on the last episode, just fantastic. And Frank Echo, he's had some really great tunes. I think we've played a few of his songs.
Yeah, I think we've played two.
My all-time favourite is actually the song by Piano Oakley. I'm not sure who that...
No, he's a fantastic bloke. Fantastic, I love it. No, but for me personally, I liked Dazed by Jaden McLean.
Oh, yes. Oh, I had the absolute fantastic privilege of being able to see that performed live.
Oh, really?
At the
EP launch?
Yeah, the EP of Josh Blackwell. It turned out that Jaden McLean was the pre-show act.
Pre-show, yeah.
And he did a great job of that performance.
Was it Dazed?
Just with an acoustic.
Oh, man.
He played so many of his songs.
I would have loved
and covers as well. But Dazed, he pulled it off with just an acoustic guitar.
That's cool.
It's got a lot of instruments there, but he pulled it off and he had the same vibe. He did a great job. Yeah. And so did Josh Blackwell. His keyboard player was a bit iffy, but I had some words to him. It's me.
In the mirror.
Get that.
In the mirror, when I got home, I had words to him. You pathetic man.
Oh, okay. So funny story. Sorry, if you're everyone's waiting for this Lou Marie song.
Sorry.
We'll get to it. It's worth the wait, believe me.
Okay.
So, Josh Blackwell, the performance, I was asked to play piano, as I mentioned.
Yep.
I forgot to plug in my laptop, and all the sounds were running off my laptop.
Mm.
It was on 3% power, which meant I couldn't even play it, or it would overload the CPU because it had to lower it for the power saving mode.
Mm.
And my power cable was just not there. I forgot completely about it. So I like waved to get my wife's attention. I'm like, come here, like kind of like signaling that I wanted my backpack. So she brought it. Eventually she got the gist of it, brought it to me, and I'm like, where do I plug this in? And I'm like walking around with this cable. Luckily one of my friends, Matt, was like, saw what was going on. He was like, wait, power socket there. John's got a thing. He like grabbed it and plugged it in. I'm like, oh, thank goodness.
Relief.
And in time for the second chorus with the big build,
good.
I had the piano ready. So. And actually people came up and they had no idea that it ever happened. So I'm thankful that Josh Blackwell is such a good entertainer that they couldn't keep their eyes off him.
Magnificent man.
All right, Lou Marie.
All right.
As promised, let's listen to this song.
If this song doesn't blow me away, John, I get to remove one of your fingers.
Well,
nope, deal. Gone.
Oh dear.
Tell me those lies you've been whispering to me. Why don't I write them down and have them on repeat? You've been echoing to me. I feel you engraved in my memory. The scars you made mold me like a potter molds the clay. I can feel you over me. I don't know who you are anymore. Like a stranger in the night, hiding from the light. I cannot follow. Like a stranger in the night, hiding from the light. I cannot follow. So keep on dancing in your small charade, my darling. I'm moving far, far away to where the air brings clarity. I don't know who you are anymore. Like a stranger in the night, hiding from the light. I cannot follow. I will not bow to your fire brow. Break me down to see who I am now. I will not bow to your fire brow. Break me down to see who I am. I don't know who you are anymore. Like a stranger in the night, hiding from the light. I cannot follow. Like a stranger in the night, hiding from the light. I cannot follow. I don't know who you are anymore. Like a stranger in the night, hiding from the light. I cannot follow. Stranger in the night, hiding from the light. I cannot follow.
Yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed that. So, two things.
Okay.
When it comes to music, like certain songs, I love a song with a false, not end, but like this long pause, like
Yeah.
to draw you in, and the song had it. So I was just like, oh, it's ended. that's weird. And then boom, just like crushed me, and it was fantastic. I loved it. And I think it was the drums. I love the drums. The beat in there. Oh, so good. Yeah, I really enjoyed that, and a wonderful voice.
Great job. So check out Lumare on Spotify. So that is Lumaree.
Check it out, folks. I mean, let's face it. I am the greatest human being on this planet, and will someday become a tyrant.
How is that?
And I will purge the world of those who have not listened to this song.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay, that's...
Yep. Hold on, before we end, one more thing. Actually, I haven't got one more thing. I just wanted to say that. I realize that...
to take up
no,
more
I've
time.
been I realize now, thank you for this, my speech has increased to the point of nonsense because of this timer, and it's real difficult to kind of come back and speak slowly once more. So after years and years of hard work of controlling my speech to an acceptable level with long, drawn-out pauses, now it's gone back to being super quick, you silly man, because I'm a snake Slytherin. Okay. So yes, thank you for that, Lumare. It was a fantastic song, and hopefully our listeners will indeed listen to you. We'll chuck it in the show notes as well.
We have let's say, a topic to bring up that kind of falls into the ASMR kind of segment.
I don't think it's ASMR. I think this is more just creepy phobia fetish thing.
I don't think it's fetish. Okay, let's stop saying what it's not.
Okay, let's say what it is.
It's the opposite of ASMR. It makes you incredibly uncomfortable. Like, honestly, I've just loaded up some pictures of this, and it makes me, like, bleh. I don't want to touch my phone. It's on my phone, and, like, I'm getting tingles in my palm of my hand. Like, not actually, but, like, that feeling of tingles. So, Adam, I'm going to show you some photos of this thing. It's called Trypophobia. It's not a real phobia, but I'm going to stop talking now because I'm almost at my time.
Okay. Oh, no, I hate it. No. You say, no.
3 seconds. Oh, it's crit.
And I win! 25 minutes! Yes, I drew at the clock. I win. As in, I did not finish to 25 first. My dear Johnny boy did. So, yeah.
Okay, now Adam also reached the time limit, so I can speak again.
Okay, so we're free of the chest timer.
I feel like I chose a bad episode to do this challenge because I happen to be the one coming up with most of the topics and having to introduce them.
Indeed. So just so tell us what this phobia is.
Right.
We'll do the images soon, but tell us what the
I'm
just tell us what it is.
The screen feels dirty now.
It does.
Back to
yuck.
back
Solo.
to Alden. Yeah, never mind.
Okay, so this... Okay, I'll look
It's
it up.
not technically a scientifically proven phobia.
Really?
Technically, it's not a phobia.
Okay.
It's an uncomfortable feeling that you get from looking at small, porous holes in strange, repetitive shapes. What are you doing with my phone?
Looking... just to get this thing up. There it is.
Are you loading up Trypophobia on my phone?
No, on my phone.
Okay.
So, keep talking.
So... I actually came up with this topic idea because I'd heard of it but not investigated into it too much. But I've actually grown these things called... These things? Everyone knows what they are. Sunflowers.
Oh, yeah.
I've got sunflowers growing in my garden. So recently I've had to harvest the seeds, but it leaves all these little holes everywhere. And in fact, when the sunflower's growing, it's not one flower. It looks like one flower. But scientifically, it's a whole bunch of little flowers inside that main floret thing.
Yep.
So if you look at it before all the seeds have formed, you look at it and you just see these tiny little holes, and I was like, it gave me the hibby-jibbies.
Right. Interesting. So not only is this... Well, this is the Nerds Way, and we welcome all nerds, even botanists. So... This trypophobia is a proposed medical phobia of irregular patterns or clusters of small holes or bumps. As John said, this is not officially recognized as a mental disorder, and yeah, it's rarely recognized or referenced in scientific literature. But it is dreadful. I mean, look at some of these photos. I mean, stop whatever you're doing right now.
And
unless you're driving.
Whatever you do, never Google this.
That's what I was just about to say. Google this. Because, I mean, like some of them don't bother me. Because, like you say, they're sunflower seeds. So you know, okay, this is just sunflower seeds. You know, it doesn't really bother me. But then there's ones where like there's like the paws of someone's hand, which is like I don't know if it's an infection or what, and it does not look pleasant at all. I mean, like I'd say let's put something up on. There it is. That's the one I was referring to before. Yeah. I mean, look
So
at it.
Adam's just shown me. I've seen it. So Adam has just shown me what looks like, to all intents and purposes, I'm gonna say
A crumpet.
Crumpet. That's
It's a
exactly what I was gonna
crumpet.
say. But when you look
At
closer,
the bottom of someone's foot.
indeed, it's a foot.
Yeah.
So we don't know if this is like photoshopped or if it's a real medical condition. Like, who knows? But it doesn't hardly matter. It's just the feeling that you get when you look at this photo. Oh my goodness. Like, honestly, do not Google this, okay? Unless you're fully aware of what you're gonna be in for.
And
Imagine someone just walking around constantly. Standing for 8 hours on a giant Lego base plant.
yeah. Okay.
So they've got all these little dots where the Lego things went, and then they pick up their foot and show it to you. Imagine that, but worse.
Much worse. So, because I know our listeners will indeed Google this because they're decent human people.
Yeah.
So
if
it is
you
called.
are told not to do something by anyone, that immediately makes you want to do it.
Yeah. So it is spelled Trypophobia. Don't Google it at all, even though I just gave you the spelling. But no, it's an unpleasant thing. And you're right. Like, okay, so ASMR affects you differently than it affects me. All right. So if I were to talk like this and make exaggerated like noises with my mouth, and you find that uncomfortable. Me, doesn't affect me in the slightest. I mean, sure, it makes me like, oh, God, what's that? But you have a physical reaction to it. You cringe.
And you get that from looking at Trypophobia, though.
To an extent, yeah. I mean, like, that doesn't. Sorry, let me just show it up. Like, that doesn't concern me in the slightest.
No, that one creeps me out.
Really? Like, it doesn't bother
It's
me.
just like a flower or something.
It's like a wasp nest. A wasp nest.
Yeah, that no, it
So
still
it doesn't
creeps
bother
me
me.
out.
Like, honeycomb. That's technically one as well. See, that doesn't bother me.
It only a little bit it bothers me, but still a little bit.
I mean, really, honey's just bee vomit, but whatever.
Ew. Oh yeah.
It is. No, but when it is attached to someone's skin, that's when I don't like it.
Okay. Because you immediately go to imagine, like, what if that was me?
Exactly. But I think most of the ones on Google images and stuff like that, they're photoshopped.
Yeah, they'd be
special
fake.
effects. And I do believe, fine listeners, that I'm about to sneeze.
Okay. If we were still playing chess, this would count for your time.
False alarm.
Oh, come on. We were all ready for that.
Uh,
J.J. Abrams again, keeping the mystery.
So, yeah, the trypophobia. It's dreadful. Don't look it up. You will feel very uncomfortable. Your wife posted a lovely photo on Facebook the other day. Or it could have even been today. And I was... I was drinking coffee at the time. And I saw it and almost spat it all over my computer. Because you
Yes.
put your hair up in a dirty man bun.
And you know what? It felt really nice.
Oh, John, you sicken me to my core. I thought we were friends.
That tight pressure on your head and knowing that your hair's all neat and tidy. And
Yeah, we could do that. I could scalp you and put pressure on your head if you like.
No thanks.
A man bun. Wait, I saved that photo.
Oh no.
Yeah, I'm putting that up on the Facebook page.
Oh no.
Yeah. Why the man bun? Are you ever going to do that again?
I feel like he's shaking his head at me, but I'm going to say yes. It felt nice. I feel like it matched my look, like my hipster barista look, like man about town. I don't know what I'm saying at this point.
John,
Yes.
I'm just going to say this as a friend.
Okay.
I love you.
Yeah.
I don't say that, like,
Oh.
ever.
Yeah.
I said it to Thornthist. That's pretty much about it. But you, I'm saying this. If you get a man bun, I'm going to shave your head.
Oh, wow.
All of it off.
Because I'm not gonna...
I'll make you go bald.
My mum won't approve of that.
I know. Your mum doesn't approve of me anyways. I love your mum. But yeah, I will shave your head.
Are you
And
on Facebook right now?
I think it just popped up because I had the
Oh,
sheets.
yeah,
I had the
okay.
sheets up, and that was just randomly there. So
Man bun, so not a fan.
no man bun. You are not some
Okay,
dirty
so-
hipster pouring coffee.
Wait. I'm calling you out. How did
Okay.
this help you survive the apocalypse? I'm going to answer it.
So he's asked me a question and then immediately pointed at me with such vigor that I almost recoiled.
So,
Okay. Yep.
the man bun will help you survive the apocalypse.
Oh, okay.
100%.
Opposing views here. Okay.
And I'm going to see if I can create a special segment for the Facebook page and upload this as proof.
Oh.
The man bun will help you survive the apocalypse.
Okay. Because you'll automatically want to start serving coffee, which will give people, energy.
I mean, that's a side effect too. Or they'll just ask you for coffee and then
True.
you'll have
They'll just
members of your
assume.
troop.
They'll come up and be like, yeah, I'll have a flat white macchiato chai latte with
You gotta have
sprinkled.
macchiato
I don't
latte.
know. I go and get the same bloody order all the time.
So, how will it help you in the apocalypse, you ask?
I didn't, but okay. Go on.
Well, you came up with the wrong answer, which on the internet is as good as asking a question.
True.
Well, I'll take you back, because this is Surviving the Apocalypse the Nerd's Way.
It is.
Do you remember the movie Pirates of the Caribbean?
Of course.
Ba-da-bum-bum, ba-da-bum-bum, ba-da-bum.
Ba-da-bum-bum-bum,
So
ba-da-bum.
in that, Jack Sparrow ends up finding... He gets stuck on an island.
Don't worry about spoilers, just say it. It's been years.
Yeah, he finds a bunch of rum and food in a chest and waits, and someone comes and saves him.
Mm-hmm.
But he pretends all this time that he managed to survive on the island and builds a boat. And he's like, I made a raft. And they're like, what did you put the raft together with? And he was like,
Hair.
human hair.
From
And
my
then
back.
He's like, you don't have much hair from my back.
Mm-hmm.
So, let's say you're not as lucky as Jack Sparrow, which, let's face it, most of us are not as lucky as him.
Mm-hmm.
You are stuck on an island. You're going to need some rope.
Segment.
Where are you going to get it from?
Mm-hmm.
Well, if you start growing your man bun, you're going to have a whole lot of extra hair come time for the apocalypse that you can cut off and use for your will, whatever you need to
Do you
make
know
the
what
rope.
will also help you with this?
What?
A paracord bracelet, which I always have in my car.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, or, anything else. Because we aren't in medieval times where rope is difficult to come by. You could just go to, a hardware store and buy rope.
What if the apocalypse is like a super contagious disease and you have to strip down to be led into the safe zone? Well, you wouldn't go to a safe zone anyway.
Exactly.
But
I
let's
wouldn't.
say they basically strip everyone down and you've got nothing except what is on your body.
I don't think that'll happen.
Yeah, okay, fake off.
Okay, so here's the counterpoint. Here's the counterpoint. How a man bun will kill you in the apocalypse. All right? You have this lump of hair on the top of your head, right? This horrible,
Top knot.
yes, right? Okay, if you're a samurai, that is awesome.
All right, I'm going to start learning.
That's fine. But you aren't a samurai yet.
Okay.
Regardless, right? In time the apocalypse, depending on actually, no, all apocalypses, right? That man bun means you have long hair, which means someone has leverage against you. Because come zombies, all it takes is a hand to reach out, which if you did not have a man bun, right? Let's just say my hair's a little bit long at the moment, but sometimes, most of the time it's a bit shorter. But if a zombie tries to grab my hair, right? And there's no man bun because I'm not one of those people that has a man bun, comes in, grabs my hair. If it's short, it's just gonna, probably, hair's gonna glide through my luscious locks at the moment.
Yeah, he won't get much purchase.
Man bun, boom! It's got something to hold on to right there.
Yeah, like a knob.
Yeah.
You can really get grip on
Yeah,
there,
exactly.
yeah.
And then you've just got control over the person. You've got control over the hair, you've got control over the person.
What if I'm falling off a cliff and you have to, reach out and grab me by my man bun?
Then I grab
And
you.
then you lift me up and, get a pair of scissors and go, this is for the man bun.
I would.
Snip, and
See?
then I fall down.
Exactly. That's exactly what would happen, John. Do you want that to happen? Because
All right.
if you don't have a man bun, I'll just grab your hand instead and lift you up to safety. But if you've got a man bun, I'm going to grab you by the man bun, pull it up and just be like, this is what you get for growing a man bun. And because I'm Arnold Schwarzenegger
Yeah,
in this
of
one.
course.
And I'll cut your hair. Done. Gone. Finito. Finished.
All right, I'm going to call that segment an end, but on the Twitter page, I'm going to put up a poll.
Man bun. No man bun.
Will man bun help you survive the apocalypse or help prevent you from surviving the apocalypse?
It'll totally kill you in the apocalypse.
And we'll let Twitter decide because let's face it, Twitter doesn't always vote the way you expect.
It's all in the delivery. So listen, my dear friends, my dear, dear lovely listeners, if John gets a man bun, I'm gonna shave him, like, bald. That's what's gonna happen. So totally vote for the man bun. Vote for the man bun so I can shave his head.
Now I want them to not vote for it. Thanks for watching the episode.
Oh my god, they're watching us?
Yes, thank you. I meant listening, but sure, now I'm paranoid. Thank you for listening to this episode. I hope you very much enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed the song. I hope you enjoyed the rant. And I hope you enjoyed the chess game, which, let's face it, did not go the way anyone was expecting.
No.
I can't believe it. Adam, I've figured out a way to get him to let me speak, though, so...
I don't think so. But thank you for listening. And I just have to say, you're looking beautiful today, dear listeners.
What?
I'm retrospectively watching them while they're listening to the podcast. Obviously, John, I'm stalking all of our listeners.
That's creepy. At least you can't...
Hi, I'm Adam. I'm creepy. Nice to meet you. Yeah. So yeah, listeners, you look lovely. And is that a new haircut? All right. Good night, folks. Much love.